that? Yeah. We're live and exclusive, team, so welcome. Namahari Maika, hi everyone. Welcome to the council meeting. Apologies from Councillor Payne and Catherwood. I'll move. Who's seconding? Councillor Phelps is seconding. All those in favour? Those against? Does anyone have any declarations of interest? Urgent business? Public forum? We're into it. Okay, team, we'll move to annual plan update from Peter. The first one, just so you know, there's quite a few recommendations coming through. When I looked last night, I thought I'll just try and tick them off one at a time. None of them seem to sort of bunch together too much, just so you know what I'm intending to do. But Peter, do you have anything you wish to add to your report?
Through you, Your Worship, I'll take the report read with two additional comments, if I may. The first to note is the consultation document should say draft. In the attachments, it's an oversight. And the other point I might bring to your attention, which you probably will ask, is the matter of the various consultations in the attachment. As you can see, like we discussed last time, there are different phases of consultation that we're trying to manage. There's the matter of the fees and charges, which we'll talk to at the next item. But in terms of managing the consultations, you can see that there's a disconnect between the annual plan consultation and the fees and charges. You might recall, Council directed that the annual plan consultation would be 2 weeks. I have to bring to your attention that when we were doing our due diligence, it became apparent to us there was two very two one-liners in 1,500 pages of legislation, which said the fees and charges for food and the fees and charges for Samara May matters had to be a special consultative procedure. And so that is why we've got a longer consultation for those two matters. And we can talk about that more later. Through you, Your Worship, take any questions?
Okay, questions please for Peter before we head into general discussion. Seems frustrating that we have to do that ancillary bit of consultation, but that's all right. That just goes with everything else this year. Councillor McTamaney.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Worship. So I didn't create that, did I? One of those OMA ones?
Oh, no.
Changing.
Through Your Worship, no.
Bigger than that. Yeah.
Councillor Lundman.
Kind of note there a different consultation principles and what we intend to do as far as their consultation, which obviously doesn't say public meetings. So I guess that means that's kind of an indication that as councillors, we're not going to go out and have public meetings within their area or anything. Is that what that's saying? Because if we were going to have it, say as a councillor, I intend to have a public meeting wherever, should that be in this consultation document?
So I've got to be quite clear because I've done some checking on this. The annual plan is not your or mine, it is ours. It's collectively the political arm's vision of the future or whatever. And consequently, if any one councillor wanted to have a meeting in their town or whatever, specifically on the annual plan, we're voting here on our consultation. And as part of the consultation, if that's what you want, then we have a vote on it and we say, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. You can have a meeting off to the side any old time you can be. It's not an annual plan. And there's a reason for that. We've got a legal obligation and a moral obligation to the public to give not an annual plan, certainly a long-term plan, they have to be audited. Long-term plan, we've got a moral responsibility to be able to back up our figures. And there's a structure to the process that we're doing. And we know last year, the utter confusion that our public had trying to work out what was it, internal debt and external debt, and all that sort of carry on. And also it was hard for staff, especially our CEO, to try and put some help. And by helping, all he did was give this ancillary it's not us. You give it credence. There is no credence. This is ours. It's collectively ours. It's not someone off to the side. It's not one councillor's, it's ours. So if you want a meeting in your town, then do it now and we have a vote on it. And if you don't pass the vote, it's not the annual plan meeting. That's the rules. Unfortunately, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I just think it's important because we've got to make sure that the figures are being discussed are the correct.
Correct. If there's a meeting off to the side that we have no control over and figures get put, that's the council's. It's ours. It's not anyone, it's the collective. So what's everyone's thoughts? What I might suggest we do is if we start chewing through the recommendations, because a couple at the top there are pretty easy to go, and we'll solve these discussions as we go on through. Okay, so the first recommendation is actually that we receive the draft annual plan. Move Councillor Herbert, seconded Councillor Finch. Any discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? I think we can keep on moving pretty easy to adopt the annual plan update.
Just draft.
Draft, yeah, we're going to do it. When I say annual plan, you say draft.
Right.
Right.
You're talking
Any
about the
discussion?
document,
Adam?
yeah? Consultation document?
Yeah.
So I just not reading through it. There's one thing I noticed on page 8. It has a heading there, Tapanui water treatment plant and Belcluga stormwater upgrade. But it has no explanation that Tapanui water treatment plant has nothing about it.
So we've, as part of the Three Waters portfolio work, we had some surplus in other budget areas, and I think it went through the capital project list, and we earmarked $500,000 for work on the Tapanui treatment plant.
It doesn't say that in there.
No, because it's only just a general update. The rest of it was for Belcluga. So there's $250K for Belcluga, I think 500 for.
But the point I'm making is that someone reads that and says, "Oh, Tapanui water treatment plant, it's going to give me this." It has a heading, but nothing else, nothing about it. So it's pointless even having a heading there. Well, I mean, if you're going to have the heading, you need to have something about it, or don't have the heading.
Well, I think what we were trying to flag is that there was some money through the annual plan process all approved for doing some work on the Tapanui treatment plant.
So why can't we just say that?
I thought we had them.
No, if you look at page 8, halfway down the left-hand side, it's got Tapanui water treatment plant. And
I'll add a sentence that
and it
sounds
just says nothing. So that
sounds like a minor edit.
Sorry?
Sounds like a minor edit.
Oh, it's a minor, but yeah.
Yes, we'll add that.
If you want the amendments, there's mine. Sorry.
So with that amendment, are you happy to move?
Yeah.
No. Also, Bruce has got some more hold to discussion at the moment. Bruce?
Yeah, I'll just a minor one again on the next page. It's the Milton Main Street streetscape project. It mentions concrete footpaths.
Yes, that's where it was.
Concrete. And there on the bottom of page 8, it says our rural water communities probably should be rural water schemes. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's obviously, yeah.
We're concrete.
But
We've removed concrete, will just be footpath.
Go right down to the bottom, Bruce, just there.
But more so on pages 4 and 5. So I did email 5 this morning. I noticed there's figures there regarding on page 4, the revenue that don't add up and they don't align with the.
Sharon's bounced out of her seat,
Yeah.
ready to take you on.
Yeah, we had a look at that today, Councillor Bowler, and there's been a bit of a mishmash about Collins, the LTV and AP got muddled up. And so we've got it all lined up again now.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
that's good.
So with those amendments, were you happy to move with John? You want to move? Okay, with the amendments that both councillors said, Councillor Herbert is moving. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Volwell is seconding. Any further discussion? All those in favour? Those against? Now we've got the, adopt the draft financial information. What's your thoughts? Dave?
Just backpedaling, Mr. Mayor, on page 9 of the previous document, we might want to remove reference to Timaru.
Is it official yet?
Well,
Because I looked at that.
I would, yeah,
I'm posing that question.
we would do that as an edit once we've had official confirmation of that.
Thank you for that. I did think the same thing, but it comes back on the 3rd, so I thought we had a gap in the traffic.
I'll have a meeting tomorrow, key meeting tomorrow at 8:30, so we'll get confirmation then.
Yeah. This sounds good. Yeah. Okay, so draft financial information.
Must be too busy for a while first.
If no one has any comment, questions, discussion, is someone prepared to move it?
I do have a question on so we're looking at both the rates and the,
What page?
so we're adopting the draft and the
Yep.
draft rates information as well,
Yep.
aren't we?
So which one are you
I'm
referring
looking
to?
at the draft rates information, and it's just a query. Sorry, when we go over to the individual townships,
Which page?
looking from page 25 onwards, so we've got the rates examples. And it's just a query as to why there are different, for water, sewage and stormwater, there are variable figures in the townships.
Restricted.
They don't, some of them aren't.
Cap point quantum are restricted, is that?
Yeah, no, there's a restricted customers, urban customers pay 15%, a 15% lower water rate. So all the ones that are on demand schemes should be the same for those three, and all the ones that are restricted should be slightly lower for the total.
No, it's just find the amount. Yeah, the likes of, go back.
And you know, you have Stirling and Tyree Mouth in twice for the maps.
So can I just follow up with mine? So I'm looking at, on page 25, we've got residential Balclutha, water, sewage, stormwater is 2298, whereas residential Kaitangata, this is the annual plan figure, is 2736. Now, I would have thought they both should have had the same service, but
Through you, your worship, you're quite correct on the boiler, that looks wrong. It'll be, I would imagine the GST is calculating in the wrong place, but I'll double check that. But I can see that in all the other ones, the waters do line up exactly what you'll see, restricted or non-restricted.
yeah, I understand.
Thank you.
I understand the restriction. It wasn't just those two, it was, there were several others that varied where I thought the communities had, were receiving the same service, either restricted or non-restricted, the amounts didn't line up. Milton's is 2736. Avenue in Stirling are the same.
Thank you. Through you, Your Worship, thanks for that. We'll double check. You're correct. They should be the same if they're on demand. They should all be the same. If they're restricted, they should all be the same for all 3 years.
Okay, then team, we've got, sorry, Councillor Finch.
So on page 23, is the new subdivision that's going in Tokawiti an A or B for the Tokawiti water scheme, sewage and water?
Through you, Your Worship, neither.
Neither?
No, it's connected to the Milton supply, and
Oh, right.
they've
That's right.
paid for an extension to get to
Yeah.
the Milton.
I did know that. Sorry, hang on, I have another question, please. Now, just have to find the page, won't be long. The local roads, have the boundaries been changed with our representation review? Does that change the boundaries of the roads and anything for any of the rates?
We have, through you, Your Worship, we haven't changed any of those at this stage. That would be part of a rating review that would normally happen through the long-term plan.
Thought so, thank you.
Okay, Tim, we need, we've got a recommendation there that we adopt the draft financial and draft rates information. Happy to move?
I'll move that with the conditional on the amendments being made.
Yeah. Moved councillor Vowela, remembering the recommendation, seconded by councillor Herbert. All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? Right. Endorse in accordance with the principles and requirements set out in the Local Government Act and with the significance and engagement policy and following engagement plan. So let's remember what we're doing, team. We went out with an extensive coverage in our long-term plan. We'll come back this year with no significant changes. Consequently, we're going out with the 2 weeks where we advertise and it comes back in. We still do the verbal followed by the written, followed up by the verbals, but the soapboxing and the running around, we're saving that up for water done well where the true fire is going to come. Everyone comfortable with that? Matters open for discussion. Bruce.
I'm happy to move the recommendation for as worded.
Someone prepared to second? Councillor Finch prepared to second. Any further discussion on it? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? Then we've got the timetable and also, so I'm going to do 5 and 6 because 6 is only delegation to Chief Executive for those minor changes. But let's focus on the 5, but just those timetables were pretty well locked and loaded.
Happy to move.
Happy to move both. Councillor Finch, seconded by Councillor McCrosty. Any discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? Thank you. Over to proposed schedule of fees and charges.
I'll move that we receive report.
I just begin, Peter will do it, Councillor Martin, and then I will come back to you. Peter.
I just want, if I may, Your Worship, just check with Sharon. Is Trey joining us for this item?
Through you, Your Worship, no, he has, he's given me the changes that he made since the last meeting.
And I'm comfortable, yeah, like we fair thrashed it out at the previous meeting, and I'm comfortable with that. So, do you have anything you wish to add to your report, Peter?
No, Your Worship, I think my previous comments in relation to timing also apply here.
So everyone understands that we've got a slight hiccup with this, so we're going to go for a month. So it's sort of an ancillary consultation that we have to run with the different timeframes. I'm quite prepared to say.
So therefore, we can't adopt them on the 15th of May.
Through you, Your Worship, the way we've managed to accommodate the timelines, this will, the proposal is the consultations will start tomorrow. That will enable us to finish theoretically on the 20th, but that's Easter. We've moved it to the Wednesday, the 23rd. That will give us time to get any submissions together for the hearings on the 30th, and then we proceed with the decisions meeting as was always the case on 15th.
Everyone understand what's happening? I'm going to have a go at asking, is anyone prepared to move all recommendations? Councillor Martin, where were you at with that one?
I'll just move in the first recommendation.
Right. Councillor Martin's moving that we receive the proposed schedule of fees and charges, seconded by Councillor Finch. Any discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? Moving on. You know that we're carrying out the special consultative procedure. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Someone prepared to move it? Councillor Ludeman's moving. Is there a second to please? Councillor Phelps, any discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against, thank you. We adopt the following dates. Peter's gone through that. It's so tight that we can't sort of change it by the minute for less the day, but let's see what's Move councillor Wheeler. Councillor Ludeman seconded. Any discussion? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against?
Excuse, could I just ask a question?
Yeah.
On the page 41 and then on to 42, and it's the schemes for the urban water supply. It's got Milton Town, but it hasn't got Milton Bar Waihola. And it's got just Waihola. Shouldn't there be something somewhere there?
Through you, your worship, yes, there should be, but we've got to do the calcs and bring back a decision paper for council to set the financial charges, financial contributions for that. We just need to do a little bit more work and bring it back. But the intent is to definitely have an additional contribution. It might be just the Northern one, but we haven't confirmed it yet.
Okay, that answers that. Thank you.
That team, where were we? We were.
Sorry.
No. We've got. Yes, I'm going to once again have another go because they seem to me to be procedural. Whether we can do numbers 4, 5, and 6. Is anyone prepared to? Councillor Ludeman's prepared to move. Councillor Phelps is prepared to second. Recommendations 4, 5, and 6. Any discussion on any of them? If not, put to the vote. All those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? Thank you. Reasons to move into non-public. You all have seen the reasons. I've read them. I'm happy to move. Someone prepared. Councillor Kennedy's prepared to move. We go into second that we go into non-public. And all those in favour?
Aye.
Those against?